Hello, everyone. Today, we are walking into a brand new morning. The sun is crawling up the sky like it's in no rush. The curtains glow with that soft yellow light, and somewhere in the distance, someone's boiling a kettle. Your phone buzzes, maybe a calendar alert, maybe your best friend's meme from last night. But here's the thing. Before the notifications, the coffee, or even brushing your teeth, you say something out loud in English. Maybe it's a little awkward at first. Good, morning, self? You chuckle at yourself. You try again. Today, I'm going to speak English all day. You sound serious. You sound bold. You even impress yourself. That's how you know this is going to be different. You might be good at English if you listen to this video, but you'll be even better if you speak while you listen. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you really like what I do here. And hey, let me know where you're listening from and what time it is in your part of the world. I love seeing how far our little English world travels. Now, let's focus. Let's start our next journey together. You stretch. Not just your arms, your voice too. A lazy becomes I am waking up. You say it with a sleepy smile, and it feels weirdly nice. This is your new habit, saying what you're doing in English, even if no one's around. It's not about being perfect. It's about making English your first language of the day. Imagine this. Your brain is a sponge. And morning is when it's driest, ready to soak up anything, especially English. You whisper, "Let's get dressed. Let's drink water." It's not Shakespeare, but it's real. You're thinking in English now. That's a win. Now, let's take it one level up. Say it with feeling. You look at your reflection and say, "Today is my English day." How you learn English easily is you begin by narrating your life like a documentary, but it's about you. You start your morning routine. I brush my teeth. Boring? Nah. Try it like you're telling a friend. Okay, I'm brushing my teeth. This toothpaste is spicy. I think I'm awake now. Boom. Emotion, opinion, structure. That's grammar with personality. Let's throw in today's memorable English word, grumpy. You look at yourself in the mirror and say, "I am grumpy without coffee." Now say it with a twist. I used to be grumpy before I started speaking English in the morning. See that? A little transformation already. The trick is not memorizing textbook phrases. It's making English part of the way you talk to yourself. You start picking clothes. I need a shirt, blue or red. This one is clean. These little moments, making choices, reacting to colors, even saying, "Ugh, not this again," they turn your vocabulary from frozen to fluent. You check the time. Late? Perfect. That gives you the next line. I am late. Again. Say it with drama. Pretend you're in a movie. Pretend you're your own English coach. You're not just saying sentences, you're living them. Now, grab your bag. Say what you see. This is my backpack. It has my book, my charger, my English notebook. You feel the weight. You name the objects. And every time you name something in English, your brain puts a sticky note on it. How you memorize better as a beginner, you don't force it. You repeat it in real life, in real time, with real emotion. That's how it sticks. You're at the door now. You pause. Let's go. You say it like a hero starting a mission. And in a way, you are. Because this isn't just about speaking English. It's about changing the way you experience your own day. You're not waiting for class or an app or a perfect conversation partner. You are the partner. You're creating the conversation. all day long. Your neighbor walks by, you give a little nod. Inside your head, you're rehearsing. Good morning. How are you today? You might say it out loud tomorrow, or maybe next week. But for now, you're building the muscle. Let's add one last layer for today's practice: sound and rhythm. Try this. I am walking. I am walking slowly. I am walking with coffee. Then change the rhythm. Walk, sip, smile. Yes, it's short. Yes, it's playful. But it's English, and it's yours. And finally, here's your information nugget. Did you know that your brain retains up to 30% more when you speak words out loud versus silently reading them? It's true. That's why this morning talk isn't silly. It's science. So to wrap up your morning session, you stretched, you talked to yourself in English, you learned the word grumpy, you discovered how emotional tone makes sentences stick, and you practiced being your own English narrator.
You push the cafe door open, and suddenly it hits you. The warmth, the scent of roasted beans, that tiny bell above the door that chimes like it knows your name. The barista smiles, but your mind is already rehearsing your line. I'd like a small latte, please. You say it softly at first, almost like practicing in the mirror again, but this time you say it for real, to another human, in public, with people around. And guess what? You didn't die. Let's pause here. How you learn English easily. It starts when you put yourself in predictable situations, like a coffee shop, where the vocabulary is familiar, the environment is repetitive, and your confidence has room to grow. You wait in line, rehearsing. The man ahead of you says, "Can I get a cappuccino with oat milk?" Your brain starts echoing, "Can I get?" Cappuccino, oat milk. Repetition in the wild. Free English class, served hot. Your turn comes. You step forward, you smile, your voice cracks a little, but you say it. "Hi, a small latte, please." The barista nods, punches buttons. "Room for cream?" You freeze. "Room? Cream? What room?" You blink, then answer the safest way you can. "Yes, please." You don't even drink cream, but it doesn't matter because you just survived your first real-world English interaction of the day. High five you. Here's today's memorable English word: mumble. You hear someone behind you mumbling their order. You whisper it to yourself. He mumbled something about a croissant. That's how you make new words yours. Notice them, say them, use them. You grab your cup, you walk to the sugar station, and suddenly you're in another world. People chatting, cups clinking, background music playing, and it's all in English. You're not just a customer now, you're a participant. Let's sneak in a confidence booster. Try saying this quietly to yourself. I order coffee in English now. Then again, I used to panic, now I mumble less. That word again, mumble. It's yours now, and you're using it to measure your progress. You grab a napkin, but before you walk away, someone next to you says, "Excuse me, are you done with the stir?" You blink. That's fast English. But instead of panicking, you say, "Oh, yes, here you go." Small win. No, massive. You understood a question, you responded politely, you used real English in a real moment. Here's your information nugget. Did you know that the average English sentence in casual conversation is only 7 to 12 words long? So when you panic thinking you need long, fancy phrases, you don't. Keep it short, keep it clear, keep it real. Now you sit, coffee in hand. You take a slow sip and say, "This is hot. This is sweet. This is my coffee." It sounds small, but it's not. Because the more you connect English to your senses, the more real it becomes. You smell the cinnamon roll at the next table. You say, "That smells amazing." You hear a baby giggle. You say, "That baby is happy." You feel your warm cup. You whisper, "This feels good." These are your beginner building blocks, and they're stronger than you think. How you memorize as a beginner. Link new English to real-life objects and physical sensations. Don't just study the word hot. Hold something hot and say it. You pull out your notebook and write, "Today I ordered coffee. I heard someone mumble. I said, "Here you go." This is how you become fluent, not just speaking, but remembering what you said, what you heard, what you felt. And suddenly, someone walks past your table and bumps it, just a little. "Oh, sorry," they say. You smile. You answer without thinking, "No worries." No worries. 2 words, spoken naturally, and you didn't even rehearse them. Let's break that down. No worries is an example of an English phrase that carries emotional tone more than literal meaning. It's a cooler, softer version of "it's okay." Learn phrases like that, not just what they say, but what they feel like. You close your eyes for a second and let the scene fade into blur. This place, this cup, this tiny English victory. It's not just coffee, it's confidence in a cup. You whisper your last phrase of the morning. Today is already a good day for English. And it is.
You're standing by the elevator now, still holding your warm coffee like it's a trophy. You press the button. The silver doors reflect your face. Calm, curious, maybe even confident. This moment feels small, but oh, it's sneaky. Elevators are gold mines for English practice. The doors ding. You step in. A stranger follows. Now it's just the 2 of you. Silence. You glance at each other, nod politely, and suddenly your brain screams, "Say something!" You blurt, "Going up?" It lands just right. Simple, natural, casual. The person chuckles, "Yep, all the way to 9. You nod, replaying it in your head. "Going up?" All the way to 9. This is what learning feels like when you're not even trying hard. How you learn English easily. Put yourself in short, repeatable social situations where the pressure is low, but the potential is high, like elevators, checkouts, or hallway encounters. Now, here's today's memorable English word. Awkward. Say it with me. Awkward. You felt it. That little silence where your brain is loading, but your mouth is buffering. You whisper, "This moment is awkward, but also kind of funny." And boom, now the word means something to you. The elevator jolts slightly. Floor 3. You're still in silence, but it's less heavy now. You try again. "Busy morning?" They nod. "Always on Mondays." There it is. Another English exchange. Tiny question, simple answer, but packed with real rhythm and intonation. You catch their tone, tired but polite. You file it away. You repeat in your head, "Busy morning?" "Always on Mondays." That's your new English duo, like a call and response. You think, maybe I'll use that again next week. Let's sneak in your information nugget for this part. In spoken English, tone matters more than grammar. Say, "Busy morning?" with a smile. It's friendly. Say it with a sigh. It's sympathetic. Same words, different music. Now the elevator dings again. Floor 7. Someone else gets in. You smile politely and step to the side. They glance at you, say, "Hi." You answer, "Hey." That's it. Nothing fancy, just a human moment. But you realize something. A month ago, you would have said nothing. You would have looked at the numbers, stared at your phone. Today, you said, "Hey." And that's real progress. How beginners memorize better. You connect phrases to locations. Elevator equals going up plus busy morning plus hey. That's called situational language. It sticks because the memory is anchored to a place. The elevator reaches your floor. You say, "Have a good one." The person says, "You too." Another win. And guess what? "Have a good one" is one of those native-sounding phrases you won't learn in textbooks. It's short for "have a good day," but more casual. You practice it softly as you walk. Have a good one. Have a good one. Have a good one. Soon it rolls off your tongue like butter. You step out of the elevator and breathe.
This is real-life English, not scripted, not perfect, but alive. Here's a little bonus moment. You see someone struggling with their bag. You rush to hold the door. They say, "Thanks." You reply, "No problem." Then you add, confidently, "I've got you." Whoa! You didn't plan that. It just came out. That's your brain learning by doing, not by repeating lists, not by memorizing rules, but by living the language. Let's recap your elevator English toolbox today. Going up? Busy morning? Have a good one. No problem. I've got you. Each phrase has rhythm, emotion, context, and when you say them, your brain learns how English feels, not just what it says. You reach your floor. Your coffee is still warm, but your English, it's already hot. You whisper again. That wasn't awkward. That was progress. And awkward, that word, it's not so awkward anymore.
The bus stop smells like sunshine on concrete, warm, slightly dusty, with a hint of fuel in the air. You sit on the bench, coffee in hand, watching people shuffle around with bags, headphones, sleepy faces, and suddenly you notice it again. You're thinking in English. Someone sits beside you. They glance at the schedule. You glance too. They mumble, "Is this one going downtown?" You pause. Then you smile and say, "I think so. Number 17 goes downtown, right?" The words roll out, not perfect, not planned, but alive. This is your next challenge, asking for and giving directions in English. It sounds basic, but it's not. It's a superpower. Because when you can ask someone where something is, you can go anywhere. You push open the doors to the grocery store, and just like that, you're in a language playground. Aisles become sentences. Products become vocabulary. Your shopping list? That's your grammar cheat sheet. You grab a basket and whisper, "I need eggs, milk, bread." No verbs yet, just nouns. That's okay. You're warming up. Then you take it one step further. I'm buying eggs. I want milk. I like this bread. Boom. Subject, verb, object. English in motion. How you learn English easily? You narrate your life like you're on a cooking show or a grocery haul vlog. It sounds silly, but it works. You're thinking in English one item at a time. You reach for a tomato. You say, "This tomato is red. It's soft. It looks fresh." Then you grab another. "This one is bruised. I don't want this." Suddenly, you're comparing things, making choices, speaking your thoughts out loud. Today's memorable English word is ripe. You squeeze a mango and whisper, "This is ripe. This is ready. This smells sweet." You repeat, ripe, ripe, ripe. The word is sticky now because you touched it, smelled it, and said it all at once. You pass a woman asking a clerk, "Where's the almond butter?" You whisper to yourself, "Where is the almond butter?" Then, "Where is the pasta? Where is the cheese?" That's your beginner English formula. Where is the plus noun? And here's today's information nugget. The brain remembers words better when they are tied to action. So instead of just reading the word cheese, you touch it, pick it up, smell it, say it. You turn into the cereal aisle. So many boxes. You feel overwhelmed. So you turn it into a game. This is crunchy. This is sweet. This has chocolate. You're building adjectives into your sentences. More flavor, more precision, more fluency. You hear a kid begging his dad, "Can I get this one, please?" You smile. You say to yourself, "He is asking, he wants chocolate." Then you make it your own. "I want the one with almonds. I don't want too much sugar." You glance at a price tag. $4.79?
You whisper, "This is expensive. I'll wait for a discount." Boom, money vocabulary plus opinion. How beginners memorize better? You speak with intention. You tell yourself why you choose something. Not just, "I like this," but "I like this because." Try it now. "I like this yogurt because it has strawberries." You check out, and now it's time for the real challenge, the cashier. They smile. "Hi, how are you?" You breathe, you smile, you say, "I'm good, thanks. Just these today." Just these today. That's casual English, not robotic, not from a phrasebook, just human. They scan your items. Beep, beep. You hear them say, "Do you have a rewards card?" You shake your head. "No, I don't. Maybe next time." Another win, not because you were perfect, but because you were present, listening, responding. You walk out holding your bag like it's a trophy. Here's your review on the way home. "I need eggs." "This tomato is ripe." "Where is the pasta?" "This is expensive." "Just these today." "No, I don't." Each one is small, but they're not just lines. They're connections between English and your real life. You walk home, bag rustling, wind in your face, and you whisper, "I speak English at the grocery store now." Because you do. And tomorrow, you'll speak it somewhere else. But today, you were fluent with food. And that's delicious progress. You're walking down the street, headphones on, enjoying the sunlight, when suddenly, bam, you spot someone you haven't seen in months. Maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a high school friend, maybe it's someone you totally forgot about until now, but they're looking straight at you, waving. You freeze for a second, then your brain kicks in. Okay, what do I say? And this, my friend, is the magic moment where real-life English matters more than anything you learned from a textbook. You smile, pull out one earbud, and say, "Hey, wow, it's been a while." That simple sentence, "It's been a while," is your golden key. It's natural, warm, and instantly friendly. You didn't say, "I haven't seen you in a long time." That's correct, yes, but it sounds robotic. Instead, you used a common phrase that native speakers love. So, memorize this one. "Hey, it's been a while." Then you both start chatting. Maybe they ask, "How have you been?" And now you have another moment to shine. Here's a great English trick. Don't overthink the answer. Most people say, "Good, good, just busy with work." "Not bad, just getting by." "Can't complain, you." And boom, you've just kept the conversation alive. These are all casual response phrases. You can use them in almost any conversation with someone you know. Now, let's take a step back. What's really happening here? You greeted them warmly. You used a common phrase, "It's been a while." You answered quickly and casually. You mirrored their tone. This is the foundation of social fluency. And guess what? It's built more on habits than vocabulary. Once you learn a few of these little social moves, you can use them forever. Now maybe they ask, "So what are you up to these days?" Here's another moment to practice. "Still working at the same place?" "I just moved to a new apartment." "Trying to stay sane, you know." The last one, "trying to stay sane," that's a funny one. It means life is chaotic, but you're handling it. Native speakers love humor like this. It makes you relatable. So don't be afraid to use funny phrases. Speaking of which, here's your English word of the day, spontaneous. It means something that happens unexpectedly, without planning, like this very encounter. So, when you run into someone and you're not prepared, you're having a spontaneous conversation. And those are the best kind for practice. You're off script, you're in the moment, you're reacting naturally. Now, you're a beginner or intermediate English speaker. How do you get better at these moments? Here's a tip. Practice little scripts in your head. Imagine you bump into someone. What will they say? What will you say? Example, them, "Hey, how have you been?" You, "Pretty good, busy, but good." You, them, "Same here, life's crazy." You, "Tell me about it." That last one, "Tell me about it," is another great phrase. It means I agree with you totally.
See how fun this is? Now, let's turn this into something practical. Try this beginner memory tip. Every time you leave your house, imagine who you might run into. You don't even have to speak to them, just imagine it. Because the moment you visualize these conversations, you start training your mind to react like a native speaker. Let's build a short conversation kit for surprise encounters. Oh hey, I didn't expect to see you here. How long has it been? You look great. What's new? Still working at the same job? We should catch up sometime. Here, take my number. Text me. Each one of these is short, friendly, and beginner accessible. Say them slowly, repeat them with your own details. Still working at the hospital? Still living downtown? Still teaching? This formula, still plus verbing, is a killer tool. It shows interest, it's easy to remember, and it works 99% of the time. Here's a quick story. I once ran into my old teacher at a bookstore. I hadn't seen her in years. I panicked and just said, "Hi, you still teaching?" She laughed, nodded, and we talked for 5 minutes. That one line made the whole conversation happen. Don't aim for perfect grammar, aim for connection, because that's what conversation is really about. Now let's talk tone and body language, something no grammar book teaches you. When you greet someone, smile, use their name if you remember it, raise your eyebrows just a little, it signals interest. Even a beginner can master these physical cues, they're universal. Let's do one final drill together. Repeat after me out loud. Hey, it's been forever. You look great. How's life? We should totally catch up. Congratulations. You just had a full social interaction without fear, without notes, and with real conversational English. Oh, and if you ever forget the right word mid-sentence, try this trick. What's the word? It buys you time, it keeps things real. Native speakers do this all the time. So, next time someone appears out of nowhere and waves at you, don't panic. You've got this. You've practiced, you're ready, and remember, the best conversations are never planned.